Hello dear students, how are you? I hope you are just fine and excellent and good in health. I hope so. All the time I hope so you will be in good shape. Like every Monday I am here again with yet another English class with you, this time with English first paper EFT book, English for Today book. You know that I have already taken 2 classes on historic 7th March speech of Bangabandhu, and this will be the continuation of that speech. That is the third class for you. This is actually the class for the freshers, class 11 students, but surely and truly the students of class 12 will also get benefit from this lecture, because you all know that historic 7th March speech is very important in our history. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, father of the nation, is also a very important part of our history. Without him, we could not achieve our freedom. That is the final word. Whether you believe it or not, it's the fact. Without Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, we would not be able to get our freedom in 1971. And this speech, historic 7th March speech in 1971, was actually the starting line, was actually the initiative, was actually the, I call it, prelude of our freedom. So we'll move forward to our lecture. Straight away we'll watch some slides. I hope you will be with me till the class ends. Let's move on. Let's move forward. What I was mentioning, it's me, Muhammad Imdadur Rahman, Assistant Professor and Head of English Department, Bangladesh Navy College, Chittagong, and from Chattogram Online School. You all know that Chattogram Online School is a very famous platform all over the country, and students from all corners have started to appreciate their activity, and that's a good part of it, good sign of online class activities. So let's move into our lecture. What I have shown you right at the beginning of my lecture, that is topic unit number 1, people and institutions making history, and we are in lesson number 1, the unforgettable history. So there are some history which you cannot forget, and people and institutions who have the ability to make history. Not all the people and all the institutions have the ability to make history. Only who have quality, whom people trust, whom people believe, they can make history, like Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, a famous leader in our country and who was the founder and architect of our independence. We are actually reading or going through his historic 7th March speech, that is historic 7th March speech of Bangabandhu. Let's move forward. This is lecture 3. I have already mentioned the learning outcome. What would be the learning outcome? Knowing about 7th March speech, answering, reading comprehension question, writing paragraph and flowchart. This is very important. In today's class, today's lecture, dear students, just have an eye on the flowchart, because it is a very, very important element, important item in your English first paper syllabus, English first paper question. So we will do a flowchart today. So there are some pictures you can see. That's a recap of our previous lecture. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman is in his flamboyant style. Look at the picture, how he is delivering the lecture, how confident, the face expression, the hand raising, and also the at the top of the finger, everything very expressive through his fingers, through his hands. Even his facial expression is telling something very special, and he has the quality to hypnotize the people, to motivate the people. Actually, he has motivated the people to fight. Some family pictures are there. Lifestyle of Bangabandhu has been reflected here, and another picture, very famous picture of Bangabandhu, where he is delivering 7th March speech. Dear students, you all know that where he was delivering the speech at Racecourse Maidan, which we call today Sarwadi Udyan, on 7th March, and the time duration of the speech was 19 minutes approximately, or about 19 minutes. This is an important information. Dear students, remember that recognition. While you are writing a paragraph, this point will be very important. This is a key point. On 30th October 2017, UNESCO added the speech in the memory of the World Register as a documentary heritage. This is very important. It's a great recognition for the speech and of course for our nation, and we feel proud for it as a Bengali or Bangladeshi, whatever you call. And we also feel proud for our greatest leader, father of the nation, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Now, some words to be marked. These are the important words, key words we can call. Bloodshed means the killing or wounding of people. Draft, manuscript, regret, condolence, lamentation, awash with, afloat, constitution, code of laws by which a country is governed. Constitution. So these are the words actually dictionary meaning. You can also check the dictionary. If it is needed, you can check the Bangla dictionary also. Some other words also, crimson, radish, bloodshot, or another word, scarlet, victors, victorious we can call, winners, that is winners, conquerors, assumed, occupied, reigns means bridle, to run the country. So before going into the flowchart, let's have a look at the flowchart, how it is given in the question paper. Flow the information in the flowchart showing chronological history of Bengal mentioned in 7th March speech. So our question is, after the word showing, whatever it is written, that is the main part of the question. Chronological history, we'll write down the history as per order. Suppose from 1947 or 1952 to 1970, 71, like that. Not from 1971 to 1951, rather it is from 1952 to 1971. So chronological history of Bengal mentioned in the 7th March speech. The first one is given for you, dear students, bloodshed in 1952. So from the first given answer, you can easily understand that you cannot write the full sentence in the flowchart. You have to write in short phrases or short clauses. Not full sentence. Some part of the sentence you will represent, but the important one. So one basic thing you have to remember, that is you have to omit the subject, sometimes also verb, sometimes we will do present participle. With the course of time, gradually you will be habituated to this practice. So remember this question, chronological history of Bengal. We will write it or present it in vertical way, or if you like you can also present it in horizontal way also. I will show you later on. Before that, we will find out the answer of this question. The history of Bengal, this is page number 2 in the new book, English for Today EFT book, page number 2, unit 1, lesson 1. The history of Bengal is the history of a people who have repeatedly made their highways crimson with their blood. So our highways are always crimson with the blood, with the bloodshed. All the time it is full of blood. We are such a nation who has the habit of shedding bloods all the time for our demand, for fulfilling our demand. We never hesitate, we never thought for a second even to shed our blood. We are ready to sacrifice for the country's sake, for the sake of the common people, whatever it is. So we have a tradition of shedding bloods. We started shedding bloods when? We shed blood in 1952. That is related with the question. Look at the question again. The chronological history of Bengal. Chronological history. This is the first answer, actually. The given answer. that is bloodshed in 1952. We shed blood in 1952. Even though we were the victors in the elections of 1954, another part of the history, we were the victors, we were the winners in the election of 1954 also. Like 1970, we will see that later on. What had happened then? We could not form a government then. So this is a part of history. The history always beckons our country or our country's leader. Why? All the time we are the winners, but at the time we are going to take the seat or take the leading role, right at that moment we are pushed away, we are pushed back, we are thrown away. So this is another answer. 1954 election is very important one. And in 1958, Ayub Khan declared martial law, another historical item. So martial law was declared when? In 1958. By whom? By Ayub Khan. We can write declaration of martial law in 1958. So dear students, you can see how chronologically, how one by one we are running on, we are proceeding on rather. 1952, 1954, then 1958. So to enslave us for the next 10 years. Why the martial law was given? The martial law was given so that we can be like slaves. They treated us like slaves at that time. In 1966, we launched the 6-point movement. Our boys shot dead on 7 June. Another historical element, another historical part. The 6-point movement in 1966, 6-point demand were given in 1966. And what had happened then? On 7th June, our boys were shot dead, our boys were killed. So another sacrifice, another example, another instance of sacrificing, another instance of shedding blood at that time, when after the movement of 1969 Ayub Khan fell from power. Another reference of history, Ayub Khan fell from power in 1969. So falling down of power, falling from the power in 1962, who fell? Ayub Khan fell. Then come to the next line, and Yahya Khan, we are at page number 2, unit number 1, lesson number 1. I hope, dear students, you have the book in front of you. Without the textbook, it will be rather hard or difficult for you to understand the passage or to find out the clues of the question we are discussing right now, that is flowchart. When after the movement of 1969, Ayub Khan fell from power, Yahya Khan assumed the reins of the government. So Yahya Khan took the power from Ayub Khan. So Ayub Khan gone, Yahya Khan arrived. That he would give us a constitution. After coming to the power, Yahya Khan declared that he would give us a constitution. So like many other Pakistani leaders, he has also assured the common people of East Pakistan what? He would give a constitution and restore democracy. This is the most important point. Restoration of democracy. We will get back democracy. Yahya Khan said that you will get democracy. You will find democracy in Pakistan, whether it is East Pakistan or West Pakistan. You will also get a constitution. So Yahya Khan's speech is also a part of, is also a clue of the historical background or historical ongoing march, we can call. We listened to him then. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in his speech told that we listened to Yahya Khan then. Then what happened? A lot has happened. A lot has happened. And since a lot has happened since, and elections have taken place. So there is a reference of election. Here the election of 1970 has been referred. So in this para, in this particular para, we have got so many historical references, so many items, so many years of our history, so many important years of our history. Why did Bangabandhu mention these historical elements? So over millions of people have gathered in front of him. People want to listen something extraordinary from Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and Bangabandhu started the speech, you know, dear students, with my brothers, we are here for independence. In one line he has said that, what he has said, the people of Bengal want to be free, the people of Bengal want to live, and the people of Bengal want their rights. So, rights, we want our rights, we want to live, and we also want to be free. So, along with this utterance of freedom, Bangabandhu has mentioned the historical references. Why? The reason is that, the main reason is that he wanted to touch upon, Bangabandhu wanted to involve the people, involve the audience with the past elements of our history, so that they can feel that how we were deprived from 1952 to 1970. Each and every important historical movements, people shed their bloods, common people suffered, young men and students also sacrificed their lives for what? Only for the freedom of the country, only for the betterment of our countrymen, only for the development and welfare of our country. So Bangabandhu hinted upon that to make the people aware that these were the part of our history. Many people died at that time. So you can take the example, you can take the instance how they have sacrificed. Now this is your turn. This is your time. You also show that you also know how to shed blood. Then maybe you will not be able to see the freedom, but some of you will see, your next generation will see the freedom of our country. So that is, I think personally that this was the reason to point out these historical elements, to make the people aware, to make the people very sensitive about our history. Now, the most important thing which I was discussing, actually the flowchart, flow the information in the flowchart showing the chronological history of Bengal mentioned in 7th March speech. I personally prefer the vertical presentation, and you can also do it in horizontal way, the way it is given in the question paper. Now, let's do it. You can see the slide. This is the thing. This is the way I prefer personally. In one page, you try to do it. You try to do it in one page. I could not do it because in one slide I could not accommodate all the 6 clauses, all the 6 phrases here. That's why I have used 2 slides. But in the exam script, you have the sheet of paper, and you can easily, I think you can easily accommodate all the 6 points. So what would be the headline? This would be the headline, chronological history of Bengal. You can draw a box here or open it up. The first one, you can open it up also. Then give the downward arrows. The first one is given in the question paper, bloodshed in 1952. This is given. No subject. That's why I am calling this is the short phrase or short clause. Next one is gaining victory in the election of 1954. So victory, gaining victory in the election of 1954 is also very important part of our history. Then failure to form government in 1954. Failure to form government in 1954. So from 1954 we have taken 2 points. We gained victory, but we failed to form the government. But we didn't write the full sentence. How we have started? In the second one, you can see we have started with the ing pattern, present participle pattern of verb, gaining victory in the election of 1954, failure to form government in 1954, another one. And the next point is that we have started with the noun, not with present participle form. So we can use present participle form, we can use noun, we can use the past form of the verb in the flowchart. Now come to point number 4. Similar way you will give the downward arrows. Declaration of martial law in 1958. So Ayub Khan declared martial law in 1958. We have done what? We have shortened it. We have made into a short phrase, declaration of martial law in 1958. The next point is launching of 6-point movement in 1966. Another point. And next point is the movement of 1969. And one point is movement, another point is 6-point movement launching. And the last point is landslide victory of Awami League in 1970 election. Landslide victory. You all know that in 1970 election, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's party, that is Awami League, won the majority of the seats, got the majority of the seats at that time. Now come to the next, and I hope, dear students, you have understood the flow chart. This is the assignment for you. Touch upon the style of 7th March speech delivered by Bangabandhu. Up to the 3rd para, we have understood some stylic presentation of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. He is addressing the people like, by dear brothers, my brothers, and he is also presenting the background, the historical element, lots of historical elements he has added in his speech. He is asking questions and giving answers to involve the people, to engage the people in the whole speech. And final point is that why he is doing so many things, such things, because he wants to motivate people to get or to fight for the freedom. The next question is, what could be the role of the National Assembly in 1970? What could be the role? The role of National Assembly in 1970, Bangabandhu time and again said that we want a constitution, and by that constitution, by drafting that constitution, we want to do the welfare of our countrymen, do the betterment of our countrymen. And these are the two answers. I have given some clues. Try to give answers of these two questions. You know that, dear students, in each and every question you will get 2 marks. So in the exam paper, question paper rather, there will be 5 questions. For each question you will get 2 marks, in total 10 marks. So if you want to get 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, you have to present your script, you have to present the answers, remembering one thing: don't make the questions very large, no extended answers. 2 lines, maybe 3 lines. 2 lines are the best. And also think about the tense all the time. Think about the tense. Follow the tense of the question. And so these are the assignments. Try to do it. Put it in the comment box. Write it down and send it to Chattogram Online School page. If you send it, I will surely check it. So thanks for your patience and being with me for such a long time. So it's Monday, maybe next Monday I'll be back again with you with another part of the lecture on historic 7th March speech of Bangabandhu. I like to take at least 3 more classes on the speech, because this is a very important item, be a very important topic for our exam. So thank you very much, dear students who are with me all the time in this class. Special thanks to you, and who will be the participant of the next course of action, that is, you will watch the video only later on time and again. You also deserve thanks, because you are also a part of the class. So thank you very much. Thank you again. Hope to see you on next Monday. Till then, bye bye.